let's talk about what's been happening in the Senate. Nigerians have criticized Senate President Godswill Akpabio after he revealed that senators have been sent money to enable them enjoy their recess. In a video that went viral on Wednesday morning, Akpabio was heard saying the clerk of the National Assembly has disbursed funds to all senators to enable them to enjoy their holiday. Now, take a look at this video, and when we come back, we'll speak some more about it.
As soon as Senator Umahi takes his oath of office, we shall rearrange the office of the leadership in order to enable all of us to enjoy our holidays. A token has been sent to our various accounts by the clerk of the National Assembly. I will not. I withdraw that statement. In order to allow you to enjoy your holiday, the Senate President has sent prayers to your mailboxes. Has sent prayers to your mailboxes to assist you to go on a safe journey and return. This Senate.
There is the video that has caused so much reactions, not just on social media space and in different circles. Everyone's been talking about it. First of all, there have been questions as to whether he was aware of the fact that it was being aired on live TV, and the fact that what he was saying was being aired on live TV. Several reactions have come to the light, one of which has been conversations as to how much exactly do these senators earn, because it would seem that a number of this kind of conversations are shrouded in secrecy. So can we actually say how much they earn? So they're going on recess to reconvene on the 26th of September. And now, by the kind of gesture of the Senate President, we've been informed that they have been given allowances to enjoy their holidays, whilst Nigerians are grappling with the effect of the rising cost of living, rising because every day the prices are changing. People are struggling to make ends meet. Salaries are being owed. Minimum wage conversation is still one that is in the works. There's still talks of impending strikes, yet we're having money being disbursed for their enjoyment.
I think it would also be, important to know whether, it is part of the allowances, that they're entitled to.
So how much exactly is the Senate earning? How much are their allowances?
Because there's lack of clarity in that regard, that's one of the reasons why these conversations will continue to arise. And people continue to question, how much the National Assembly costs the Nigerian government every year. It runs into billions, hundreds of billions of naira, obviously. But of course, are these allowances legal allowances? Are they part of the things that each senator is entitled to, when they're going on recess? If yes, then maybe there's not much to complain about. But if it is not, part of their expected allowances for going on recess, then of course, how much exactly, and where is this money coming from, or this prayer coming from, that is being shared to their emails. Is it in naira or is it in foreign currency? These are many questions that need to be asked. And I said earlier that I think it's majorly because Godswill Akpabio is still getting a hold of, the environment. As Senate President, he hasn't spent that much time there, and so
to understand that a lot of the things they do there,
should be done in secret. You shouldn't say that when the cameras are still
for the benefit of the Nigerian people that
we
get to know exactly what's happening. And I want to say, we want to delve even further into the conversation this morning. We're joined by Fred Nzako. He's a lawyer, development economist, administrator, and public affairs analyst. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning to our dear listeners and viewers, and glad to be with you.
All right, so let's get into it. You've seen the video. What are your thoughts about the video?
Well, I don't think there is anything untoward about that video. And my immediate reaction to it is that we don't need to live in denial of the obvious facts. We don't need to also behave like the ostrich, hide our head, and the rest of our body is outside. We don't need to even begin to make a hula baloo out of a matter that is very obvious. We have a budget for the National Assembly. appropriated and to be carried out as an independent arm of government, as a tier of government. We, as a very important aspect of government, we have their budget, we have their appropriation, and we don't spend the money for them. They spend their money the way and manner they deem fit. What Senator Badio did was not out of the ordinary. I guess he was only trying to be a good man and give an impression that he has the back of his members, of the senators, having sacrificed their leave, having adjusted their timetable for their leave to sit back and conduct a very important national assignment, which was the ministerial screening. And then in trying to massage their emotions, he kind of made a statement that Nigerians consider that he let the cat out of the bag. And he now told them that the clerk of the house will send tokens to the accounts for them to enjoy the vacation. Of course, we knew that while they're going on vacation, money will be sent to them. Or are we going to claim that we don't know? And of course, money has been sent to them even while they were sitting. So why was that one raising some dust? Simply because his members felt, oh, we have other people who are not senators. We have observers in the gallery. We have journalists here. This is beamed on national television. So why are you making such statements? But I think it's just a statement of fact. He did not open the lid. We knew it. And of course, like I said earlier, the budget of National Assembly hovers around 150 billion. And once that is a budget and it is approved, the next thing is there, and it is appropriated, the next thing is to be implementation. So I'm even surprised that Nigerians are raising dust about this.
So let me understand.
Emotionalism.
Yeah, let me understand.
Yes.
What your views are. Are you saying that the National Assembly, seeing that it has hundreds of, more than 100 billion, naira budget, is free to at any time, and under any circumstances, decide, to take any amount, any part of that money and just share among themselves for any reason that they deem fit. If they decide that they're going on holidays and they all deserve, for example, 20 million naira each to spend on that holiday, they can take it from that budget and just share it. If they decide that they've worked too hard in the last 2 weeks and everyone has been stressed, so to calm their nerves and to make them feel better, let's share 2 million naira each. Is that the picture that you're painting here? That there's nothing wrong with it. There's already a budget that has been prepared, and it's not shocking news or shouldn't be breaking news that they are sharing that money. Is that what your point is?
What I'm saying is that we don't determine for them. Once the money is within the budget and within the appropriation, how they implement it does not lie in the hands of the public. How they implement it lies between the National Assembly management and functionaries. And
Yeah,
that was why he said
I get that. It's not.
It was already programmed. Yeah, it was already programmed. He only made that statement. He only made that statement just as a comrade, more or less.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything untoward about it.
So if we were to go by,
if it is in their budget, that is all that we should worry about.
If we were to go by what you're saying, is there some level? Is there possibly, if we were to go by what you're saying, should we then maybe consider that maybe some level of emotional intelligence should have been applied, seeing how now is quite a sensitive time for Nigerians and people are complaining and suffering, not just complaining, people are actually suffering. It's been a really rough time, the hardest time Nigeria has ever seen, it would seem. Shouldn't there maybe have been some sort of emotional intelligence that would then afford that such conversations maybe not be brought to the public? In this case, yes, it might have been a mistake, but are Nigerians wrong for feeling offended at this point with all that they're going through and hearing that, some others have access to money, people who they put there, who they employed to be there to represent them.
Why are you feeling offended that they are spending the money? Why are you feeling offended that they are spending the money that you appropriated for them to spend? This line is breaking, but I just hope you.
We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Drift. Why will Nigerians feel offended if they are spending the money that you, as Nigerians, appropriated for them and allow them to spend? Why are Nigerians, or do Nigerians want to tell me that they don't know that they spend money? So what's the whole essence of feeling offended because they announced it? I think the fact is that we need to be realistic in all that we do. And we need to come up to the reality that if we don't want a bicameral legislature, we come out and push for it. If we don't want legislature to be on full-time basis and we want it part-time, we come out and push for it. And we cannot continue to be relying on sentiments and emotions. You appropriate money for somebody, and when he now starts spending the money, you will now start feeling offended.
Mr. Nzako, this is where the challenge is.
What's the essence of the offense?
Yeah, but I think this is where the challenge is, and it's where we probably need to see clarity. You already mentioned it, that we need to see clarity on whether those funds, and of course, whether it is normal that they get allowances each time they're going on recess. Because, if it is expected that every time they're going on recess that they get allowances, then, of course, there's no issue here. Nobody should be bothered. But if the picture that you're painting now is that as long as you've appropriated money for them, they are free to do with the money whatever they choose to do, which I don't think a lot of Nigerians would agree, regardless of how it is painted. Because the reason behind a budget, you don't budget, 100 billion naira as miscellaneous, or as, okay, we just have 100 billion naira here. Anytime we choose to use it, we'll spend it on whatever the hell we choose to spend it on. There's a reason that a budget is drawn. A budget is drawn for salaries, is drawn for running, an office, is drawn for buying diesel, is drawn for these different things, and it is all created in that budget. And so if you have freedom to randomly just choose to share money amongst yourselves, then there's something wrong. Don't you see where the problem is? And
you are the one giving it that interpretation. You are the one giving it interpretation of random sharing. It may as well be part of their sitting allowance that he was mentioning, right? And of course, what we should be pushing for is what we call the glasnost and the perestroika of the Soviet Union then, where things and the government is run openly and not in opaque structure. As we speak, we don't know how much our legislators earn at the federal and state level. As we speak, we don't know how much our ministers and other top government officials they earn, and our commissioners, we don't know how much they earn. Everything is shrouded in secrecy. Nigerians should start pushing that government should be run openly, so that if you are coming to government, you know what you are coming there to do, and not to pick and choose the one to get offended with and the one not to get offended with. It was only Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala that when she was minister that started publishing the allocation given to states and local government. No other minister and no other government has ever done that. She started publishing it because she brought international best practices to bear in the finances of the federation. And she insisted that she will publish the allocation of the state and local government on a monthly basis. When she left office, have you ever seen such publication anymore?
Absolutely not. And I agree that Nigerians need to ask questions and seek clarity as to how funds are spent in both in the National Assembly, on the local government level, on the state level, on every level.
All of that should stop being shrouded in secrecy.
There has to be, the veil of secrecy needs to be taken off completely. I think we've broken the connection or lost connection with Fred Nzako there, but this is a trending conversation here in Nigeria, and of course, you may want to check your social media, pages and see what Nigerians are saying about the Senate President making that statement. And of course, the questions really would be, if there was nothing wrong with it, then why did he take back the statement? You know, why did he say?
Well,
you know,
maybe that's the part where emotional intelligence kicked in and he realized that the people of
if you're doing
Nigeria
something
are
wrong, you're
suffering.
doing something wrong.
And then,
Emotional intelligence is different.
in all of this is a reminder again yet that we need to find out how much they earn, and their earnings need to stop being shrouded in secrecy because they are public servants. We put them in there. Right? We've come to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's share with you what's happening later today on News Central.